Good evening, everybody. I am coming to you from the top deck of Costa Toscana. It's been a little bit of a wild couple of minutes there because I was down in my room, went to the lobby where the elevators come, and obviously you hit the button and the one that comes has got absolutely no space in it. So that happened 3 times. So yeah, hence why I'm now a little bit out of breath, kind of frantically trying to now gather myself so that I can properly talk to you. Now, where we are at the moment, so today we are in Civitavecchia, which is the port for Rome. So I haven't actually travelled to Rome from here. I don't think it's exactly next door. I think it's probably about, an hour? I think it's about an hour from here actually. So the next time I'm on Toscana, I'll be joined by Laura, who I keep plugging her, but that's the reason why I'm not doing full detailed vlogs this week, because in 3 weeks, I think it's 3 weeks time, I'll be back on Toscana and we'll be visiting a lot of the same ports. Hello to everyone that's joining, by the way. I always love seeing that number go up. Hello. So we're doing a lot of the same ports, which means that I'm going to bank the vlogging for that. So this week I'm trying to build my ship tour for you guys. I'm trying to do a new thing, which is a ship walk around, where basically I hit record down at the bottom and then just walk all the way to the top to let you see what the ship actually looks like. Because one thing I've realised from my ship tours is that they're all pretty curated, so I want to try and give you guys a bit of a feel for what does the ship actually just look like. So yeah, that meant this morning I was out of bed. Oh my goodness, my alarm went off this morning at, it was stupid o'clock. It was 5:15 this morning that rang. And honestly, oh man, I went to bed last night. I think I went to bed last night about 15:15 midnight. So when that went off, I didn't want to speak to anyone. I certainly didn't want to walk around 17 decks of a cruise ship. But actually, looking back at it, I think the format of that has worked quite well. So hopefully next week at some point I'll be able to get that on YouTube for Costa Toscana, but also Symphony of the Seas, which weirdly is docked right beside us. So I'm hoping that if my signal keeps up and if you guys entertain me for a few minutes, then I will be able to show you Symphony as we sail. I appreciate you can't see what way I'm looking, but as we sail that way, which I think is... Actually, that's to the back, so we're going to have to do quite an impressive spin to be going that way. Let me just see if anyone has joined. There's quite a few of you here. Tommy, hello. Tina, I think I saw a message from Tina pop through and say hello, so lovely to see your name pop up. Stephen, I know we're on a good day, yeah, you're not kidding. Tyrone, greetings from Cape Town. Hello. I always find it absolutely fascinating to see where you guys are watching from. When I last, spur of the moment, jumped on a live, it was when we were entering Barcelona, and it was first thing in the morning here in Europe, and loads of people were dialed in from Australia, New Zealand, and all over that part of the world, and it blew my mind that away over the other side of the world, you guys actually come and listen to me on a cruise ship. It's so cool. But hey, look, let me take you a little wander round. So I'm hoping that you can hear me all okay. I'm just going to extend that out. Oh, 4Bs, hello, you are there. I'll tell you one thing, I am drinking a lot less on this cruise without you guys, so yeah. Hello, welcome to the live. So this is my favourite little bit on Toscana. It's basically a little lounge area that I'm pretty certain nobody really knows is here, because there's never anybody in it. We're about to sail out, the weather's quite nice. It's actually a day we'd probably benefit from a little bit of shade, which is what this area delivers, and there's just nobody here. So it's such a good little spot. And then if we walk, let me just spin around here so that you can get your bearings. So down below, you've got one of the beach clubs. So the way that Costa have designed Toscana is it's built, the top deck is built around a number of beach clubs. So you've got this one directly beneath, and then you've got the one that's inside in the kind of covered in dome that I showed you on Instagram this morning. That one is so impressive because would you believe it that the material of that dome is actually designed in a way that it means that when you're inside you basically feel like you're in an indoor swimming pool, but it still lets you get a tan, which yeah, that's great news. Well, great news for me for the first hour, and then after that I retreat to one of the fully covered over bits. So you've then got the Costa funnel behind us at the moment. So yeah, if I take you, let me take you around this side, because there's a chance if I go the other way my signal will cut. So yeah, I'm hoping that this live isn't going to be too problematic with cutting in and out and in and out the way that it was in Marseille. But if I show you behind here at the moment, somebody's standing up, so I won't do that. I won't do that yet. I'll bring you over here. Let me flip the camera around and show you. You've got all these really cool swings that are up here, and looking down, you've then got the kind of back. But interestingly, this ship doesn't have a pool at the back, so the way that it works here, you've got like a, I guess like a theatre, not an aqua theatre because there's no water involved, but you've got a theatre. Then you've got three different decks, two above the main level, and then that kind of looks out to. I might try and take you down, but you've got that glass floor section down at the end. I might try and get you down to there, but the reality is, I think my signal will probably die a death before I get there. So yeah, let me take you down a level, and then I'll take you back down to the front of the ship, because I'm relatively confident I'll stay with you if we go that way. So yeah, general thoughts on Costa so far now. I am going to have an absolute ball putting the videos together for this one, because this ship is completely different to Diadema, which is what I was on 2 ships ago. It feels really weird actually, because I'm now living life by ship count rather than week count. So I think I was on Diadema 2 weeks ago, but I'll go with 2 ships ago. So yeah, this is just so different. It feels like the same company, but there's just some big changes on here where the actual feel around the ship is so different. From a design point of view, you'll have seen online that Costa generally, when they design a ship, they are very over the top. They're very, like, extra is maybe the best way of putting it. And with this ship, they have actually really toned that down. I'm walking at such a funny angle because there's someone right behind me that I don't want to have on here. But yeah, this ship to me is really understated, to the point where, yeah, it just really surprises me how far they've not dropped it, just how much they've changed it. So coming down here, you've then got the water park. So we're now on the other side of the funnel. You've got the water park behind at the moment, which I'll take you over here and show you. But you've essentially got these 2 racer slides here. I haven't made it into these yet. You've then got 2 kids slides, and then over there you've got one of these big bowl slides that you kind of shoot down from there into the bowl, and then you shoot down the hole in the middle, which is cool. You've got a basketball court here that I'm not going to show you because there's a lot of kids playing in it, and I'll take you around now and show you. So actually, if I flip my camera, I'll be able to show you the indoor pool setup. So this here is the kind of, well, the really different material that means that you can still get a tan when you're in there, which is good. And if I take you around and show you, in fact it's quite busy inside, but I can give you a mega quick look and then we'll move off. Yeah, can't really tilt the camera all the way down there because there's a lot of kids in the pool, which isn't ideal, but yeah, that's a really nice space in there. The only thing I am finding is that when I go in there, I tend to take headphones because it's quite loud, so I just chill out in there with music on. Sue, does it retract? Very good question. So let me just flip round again. So this is the roof here. Does it retract? The answer to that is no. So you can see down here, everything is bolted in. All the way along, it's all bolted in. Hi Tony, thanks very much for joining. All the way along, it's all bolted in. Now, I actually really want to climb that fence and touch it, because to me it looks like it should be really soft and like a big bubble, but yeah, it's probably not. It's probably just one of those psychotic feelings that I get at times. But no, it doesn't retract, so it's always shut. And what I was saying, Sue, I don't know if you were on at the time, but what I was saying is that it's designed specifically to allow you to get a tan while you're inside. So, I mean, it's actually working out to be a lovely afternoon now. So I thought it was going to be pouring with rain for leaving, but you can see here, the sun is out. The sun is out. And do you know what? I might actually have to put my sunglasses on in a minute because A, I'm beginning to squint, and B, that makes me look way less tired. Look, it's now summer. So let me just see, I saw another message come through there before I show you the next bit. Any tips on booking a solo cruise on P&O? Connor, my advice for booking a solo cruise for P&O, first of all, come back and join my live in 2 days' time. I need to try and schedule that tonight or tomorrow. But my live in 2 days' time, there'll be loads more people on there who'll be able to give you advice. My tips with P&O is just phone them and ask them when or what solo deals they've got, or when they're going to be releasing more solo deals, because yeah, P&O can quite often be quite a challenging company to get solo fares with, just due to the fact that they don't have a huge amount of solo cabins. So yeah, it can be relatively pricey to cruise with them. However, when they do a deal, it's amazing. So Connor, if you're from the UK, I cruised with P&O on Azura in the Canary Islands, and I paid like, it was stupid, it was like £520 for a week, including my flights around the Canary Islands. So yeah, but come back in 2 days' time and we'll answer that one properly. Tina, not sure I like that. It looks like one of those polytunnels for growing veg. Do you know, I actually don't disagree with that. So it looks a bit funny on the top of a ship. I've never seen one of these before. However, I didn't actually think it looks like a polytunnel, but you're right actually. My high school had one of them, and I think you are right. 4Bs, Tom and Rach, you are back. Never apologise to me, but yes, welcome back. So booked on P&O, but in a regular cabin. So that's generally the issue, isn't it? So a lot of the time, if you cruise solo with them, you still have to book like a full priced cabin, and you actually just pay for 2 people, because yeah, they say that they would have sold it to 2 people anyway. So that is my annoyance. I am seeing big changes across the industry though, and a number of ships that I'm on this year I haven't paid the double fare for, which is a blooming relief, I'll tell you that much. Might as well stay current. What's the view on new P&O drinks package? Right, okay, do you know what? I will happily admit I don't have a clue, because I think they've announced all their drink package changes today, haven't they? So I mean, do you know what? I'd love to say I don't have a clue because I've had a lot on, but the reality is I've had a day just chilled on the ship, so I haven't done anything, I haven't really been online, I haven't actually read about it. So yeah, I think they've just announced all their changes today, so actually I can't comment. I don't actually have anything to say to that. I saw Gavin and Luke, Cruise Monkeys, had posted a blog article, and then Paul and Carol have also done a blog article. I don't know, Tom, Rach, if you've done a video, then feel free to plug it here. But yeah, I actually don't know what I think of the P&O drinks packages. I'll need to have a look tomorrow. But yeah, look, where I am now. So I am now coming up an uphill section, which I've never seen an uphill deck on a cruise ship. But this is going from deck 16, I think. And this is going up. This is on the seas. Looking forward to trying the new deluxe drinks package. I thought you meant you'd booked a deluxe suite there. I thought, wow. Yeah, I need to properly look at it and figure out what it all means. But yeah, this is the uphill, which is called the Skywalk on Costa Toscana, and you can probably tell by the fact that I'm out. Do you know what? It's actually embarrassing that I'm out of breath. I've literally walked from there to here, which is about 20 steps. Like it's actually really bad. So anyway, this is an uphill section on a cruise ship, which I really like. Now, if I flip the camera and show you, this walkway essentially takes you up to the funnel, round by the water park. You've then got the basketball court underneath here, and then all the way back down the other side of, do you know what, I'm going to call it the Polytunnel, the Polytunnel, all the way down the other side of the vegetable greenhouse. So yeah, look, I'll take you a little wander around there, now. I half expected it to be mobbed up here to the point where I actually wouldn't be able to speak to you, so that's worked out not too bad. I'm also aware of the fact we're like crashing people's selfies up here. Right, so yeah, this gives you such an amazing view of the ship, because if I look all the way down there, then you've got the very front down that end, and then looking down here, I'll need to go over a wee bit more. So this is like the flumes for the water park. Do you know what? I'm actually tempted to go down them tonight while it's warm. One thing I've realised with the Med at this time of year is that today it can be warm, but yesterday it was only 15 degrees here during the day. So it's very up and down, very hit or miss. And yeah, you can see all the way down to the back of the ship down there. Now, other ships that we're joined by today, oh, there's a belter that's about to pass us now. Actually, let me show you. But you've got Symphony of the Seas over there, which it feels very strange because, as you know, I was on Symphony until Sunday of this week, which we'll probably not talk about because I'm not ready to get over the trauma of that. And over there we've got, I think it's an Oceania ship, which looks like it actually looks a beaut, so I'm hoping that we sail out past that. Now, sailing passes at the moment is one of these rigged ships. Now, I've never ever sailed on a tall ship, I think you call it, but I mean, honestly, let me show you this thing. Imagine leaving a port and being a passenger on that. I'm just going to lower my camera a bit before I drop it over the side. Can you even imagine being a passenger on this? So this is called Sea Cloud 2. I'm actually not sure who owns that, but it's definitely got passengers on it. It's got a lot, it's got a lot of crew on there. I'd imagine that is a lot of manual effort to drive that thing, but yeah, that would be a cruise and a half. I think they must look up at big passenger ships. They must think we're dead boring because they've got all these sails and everything to contend with, whereas we are just engines and thrusters. But yeah, that thing looks absolutely remarkable. If anyone knows who owns that, leave a comment because I am very, very intrigued. But yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful. Let me just do a quick check for comments before I think about wrapping up. Tom and Rach, I hear Costa's pasta and more pasta. Do you know, it's funny you say that because I have actually, wait a bit close, let me just extend you out again. Yeah, so it's so funny you say that because I for the last, 2.5 days have literally just eaten pasta and more pasta. So because this cruise is a bit of a weird one for me because I as you know, I'll be back on here. I'm on Smeralda next week. This was meant to be a week on land for me. And to be perfectly honest, when I looked at the prices of being on land, it wasn't financially viable to do that. Like, for me to come on a cruise has cost me about, a third of what it would have cost to be in a hotel in Barcelona this week. So I'm maybe not fully embracing the cruise ship experience this week, just due to the fact that this was like, oh, do you know what, I'm going to keep them down because I look knackered. Yeah, I'm not fully embracing the cruise experience this week because, if I'm honest, I just want a week to chill, have some long lies, like eat good food and just relax. So I actually, for the last 2 nights, haven't been to the main dining room and I have just went to the buffet to eat pasta. So yeah, I'm going to go tomorrow night, I think, to the pizzeria, which, it's so good. So for €9, I can get my favourite type of pizza, which is one of those ones with like the spicy salami and cheese and tomato and stuff on it. It's really, it was good on Diadema, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it's very pasta heavy on here. If you want it to be, if you want to go to the main dining room, you'll probably quite rarely get pasta because there's quite a lot of meat dishes and stuff in there. But I just love Italian food, so the diet on a Costa cruise suits me so well. Like, I'll need to do a full dining review actually to show you guys what the food actually looks like on here because I've been really impressed. And one thing that I have said is that the food doesn't necessarily look the best some of the time, but like, honestly, it's some of the tastiest food that I've ever eaten on a cruise. I was really impressed on Diadema 2 weeks ago, and I am actually equally as impressed on here. So the nice thing is that I haven't really seen a difference between Diadema and here from a food point of view. So that is good because it means that they haven't just put like the good chefs and the good menus and the good whatever on the new ship. So yeah, that's it. Let me just go down here actually before I fall and break my neck live. That would be excellent, wouldn't it? So it's a greenhouse for swimmers. Yeah, do you know, yeah, that's exactly what I'd be like if I spent any longer than about 20 minutes in there. Oh, Sea Cloud is the cruise line. Oh, okay. Well, I've just never come across it before. I mean, it looks expensive. I can't remember what the one's called. There was one that launched like kind of towards the end of COVID. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't. It wasn't. Oh, Star Clippers, I think it was. I don't know what's happened to them, but yeah, that thing that just left is absolutely beautiful. But look, what we're going to do, I'm going to walk you back down to the back of the ship, and then I will sign off from you down there. So, Tina, have you found a good mix of nationalities on board, or all Italian? Do you know, this is a very good question. I think this will probably come up on Saturday. I'm not sure how many days away that is. I think it's 3 days from now, maybe 2. But yeah, I think that'll come up on Saturday, because that was a huge concern of mine when I was looking at coming on a Costa ship. Now, I met a couple last night who were quite annoyed actually, because they said, oh, this was sold to us as an English cruise, it's not English. And yeah, I mean, like, it's not, this isn't an English cruise, but at the same time, they're not trying to be. Like, this is an Italian cruise line, it's an Italian ship. English is not the first language, so usually the way it works on here is that if you go to a show, if you go to the dining room, like, English will always come through as the second language on a Costa ship. That was the case on Diadema, it's the case on here. And yeah, I think as long as you're prepared for that, then it's fine. From a nationality point of view, people on board, now, I mean, it's predominantly Italian dominated on board. Like that, I would be lying to you if I said it was otherwise. But on here, I've actually met some really nice little groups of Brits, which has been good, because as much as I don't want to go on holiday to just socialise with the Brits, it is quite challenging at times as a solo traveller to come on a cruise line where the primary language is one that you don't speak, just because, and I'm not trying to get the world's smallest violin brought out here, but like, cruising solo at times can be a wee bit lonely. And yeah, if everyone around you is in conversation, but they're in conversation in a language that you don't understand, it can just be really, really difficult to feel part of the cruise, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so I have seen a good mix. It's mostly Italian from a passenger point of view, quite a lot of French on here, and yeah, from a Brit point of view, I've probably found about 5% of the passengers are speaking English, but granted, I haven't met every passenger though, so you never know. So I can see it being very isolating. Do you know what? Yes and no. Like, yes, it can be, but at the same time, like, I'm such a big believer in the fact that it is what it is. And any cruise, you always get out of it what you put in. So I brought this up on my last live actually, about when people say, oh, we had a really bad cruise because of X, Y, and Z, and 9 times out of 10 it's because their expectations, well, I think because their expectations were wrong. So I think as long as, like, fine, people here don't all speak English, so I'll actually just, like, tailor my behaviour, if you like, to just suit that. So it means that, fine, I don't sit down and have big conversations with other passengers, but what it does mean is that I develop a much better relationship with my cabin stewardess, and I develop a much better relationship with the waiters at the dining room or the waiters at the buffet, because they actually speak my language as a first language. So you tend to find that the crew on these lines are amazing with English speakers, and I think it's because of the fact that, you know, when you go over as a passenger speaking their language, it's like, oh, great, well, like, I don't know, this might be easy. But yeah, I find it great from a crew point of view. QC, good to see you guys as well. Tyrone, does Costa make announcements in various languages like MSC? Oh yes, do you know, there's a lot. So I think the primary language is Italian, and it's then usually followed by English. They then do announcements on here in German, French and Spanish. So it takes a wee while to get through an announcement, but like, I mean, it could be much worse at the end of the day. It includes everyone, which I quite like. Now, anyway, look, I'm going to think about wrapping up. Where I am right now is at the very, very, very back of the ship. So you've got like the theatre type set up here. The theatre here hasn't actually been used for anything while I've been on the ship, which is interesting. So yeah, if I then show you, this is an interesting bit. So the floor here, I'll show you over there, the floor here is all glass. So down there, down below, you've got the bar with the jacuzzis down on deck 7. So we're currently up on deck, I think it's deck 16. So yeah, very, very interesting. I've seen this before on quite a few ships where they've adopted glass, but never to this scale where literally the entire back walkway is that. But you know, I actually quite like it. But look, let me flip this round and I'll be able to speak to you. So yeah, look, in 2 or 3 days time, whenever Saturday is, it's really bad that I've lost track of days, but on Saturday I'm going to go live because we will be docked in Marseille, so we'll do a proper live then. But I was planning to come on here to show you what it looks like to sail out of Civitavecchia, which is a port for Rome. But unfortunately, as you can see down here, we are still, in fact, are we? Yes, we're still tendered to the ground. So I can see down there there's a bus that's just arrived, so presumably one of the excursions has been delayed. Yeah. Tina, if I had a kilt on, that'd be a disaster, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I think one of the excursions has obviously been delayed, and that's then delayed our departure. Not an issue for me because I'm having another chilled night eating pasta at the buffet, so absolutely no hassle for me. But yeah, in fact, yeah, there's a good 40 people coming in here, so I'd imagine we'll leave in the next 30 minutes. But what you guys don't need is to listen to me talking a lot of nonsense for the next half an hour, because you can hear me in 2 days doing that for a full hour. So look, I'm going to sign off here, but for now, thank you very much for dialing in. I didn't expect to see anyone on here, so there's been a really healthy amount of you, so thank you very, very much for dialing in, and thank you for spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 27 minutes with me. It's been really good to catch up. Now, we are docking tomorrow in Genoa and the following day in Marseille, which is when I'll be scheduling a YouTube live. So I think it's looking about 4 p.m-ish on Saturday, but keep a wee eye out on the live tab, and I'll also plug it over on my Instagram stories, and hopefully I will catch up with some of you on there. But for now, from the top deck of Costa Diadema, have Costa Diadema, that's not the ship I'm on. Costa Toscana. If I was still on Costa Diadema, that would be that would be a real flash from the past. But from Costa Toscana, which is the ship I'm on right now. Have a great evening, and I'll speak to you all in a couple of days' time. See you guys. Bye.